1, 2, 1, 2. What's up, gang? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if the sound is popping. Let me know if we live. I got something to talk about tonight. What's good, gang? Appreciate you in the building. We about to get into something real special. Sarah, I see you. Let's get it. Thank y'all for locking in. Happy Easter. Happy Easter, gang. If you can hear me, let me know. You can hear me, Sarah? What's good? Listen, D. Rick in the building. I see you. P&W Niche in the building. I see you. Happy Easter. Joyce, I see you. Ron, I see you. We going to have a crazy night, gang. I just been sitting back. I had to go live tonight. Quickie Sticky in the building. Ghost in the building. Ghost Gaming. Gang, it's crazy. I don't know if y'all know, man. I don't know if y'all know. This thing we got right now called hip-hop, Tamara in the building. Miss Hummus. Listen, Chapo in the building. You know how in that movie Ghost, she say, you in trouble, girl. Hip-hop in trouble, gang. Hip-hop in trouble, gang. Rock Kitty, I see you. Pittsburgh, listen. You in trouble, gang. What's the girl name from Ghost that she was telling she's in trouble? Let me know the girl that Demi Moore. What was her name? What's her name in Ghost? Because we girl, is it Molly? Molly, you in trouble, girl. Hip hop, we in trouble, gang. Salute Rick, salute Patch. Listen, salute Pat, my bad. Listen, Eva, Molly, you in danger, girl. You in danger, girl. Listen, do you see them 4 guys I have on this screen right to my right? These 4 guys have put hip hop in clear and present danger. And all these guys at one point was my guys, gang. And I'm not. And what I'm gonna do tonight, you know what I'm gonna do? This is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna have a fireside chat. We're gonna talk about hip hop and how it's in danger. And these 3 guys, the 4 guys to my right on that screen right there, are part of the problem. All of them. Yes, you too. Even you, Hov, even you are part of the problem. We're going to have a fireside chat about what's going on, gang. I have never seen hip-hop this wacky, this lawless, with this many things that you can get away with and still come back and have a show at SoFi Stadium, if that's what it's called, with 80,000 people standing on the globe with what appeared to be, and people are, listen, I'm not going to say what kind of men were in that mosh pit at Kanye's show, but we're going to talk about it anyway. It's insane. Poison Ivy in the building. Even you, Cole. Even you. And LaRussell, too. Gang. This little light of mine. Listen, hip-hop is in danger, Molly. You better run, girl. These 4 guys right here are really putting it in danger. And what I'm going to start saying, what I'm going to start off with is the main reason it's in danger is when who was talking to Hove and they started talking about billionaires. It was Fraser Tharp, right? And we're going to get to all 4 of these guys, gang. We're going to slowly just get there because they putting hip-hop in danger. But Hove is at this point trying to tell us that billionaires are okay. Everyone should strive to be a billionaire. Okay? There are some things that I just can't reconcile. I'm just going to be honest. It's just me, though. I don't have this unbending desire to have Google gobs of money. It's okay to have money. It's okay to have millions, but when we're talking about 2, 3, $400 million, 5, 6, $700 million, a billion is different. You think different. You see things different. And Kanye sees things different now. Even Cole sees things different now. Even Drake sees things different now. And what it is a lot of the things they say and do are money driven. And when hip hop gets too money driven, it loses its core. It loses its the things that it stands for. And we've taught these younger people, Gen Zs, and I just found out that they done split Gen Z into two things, Zers or some shit, because they don't want to be associated together. It's crazy. But end of the day, when we start doing things too much for money and everything gets added up to he has the money to do it, so why can't he do it? We start to lose sight of what this hip hop is about. It's in danger, girl. We got one dude talking about it shouldn't be no more battles. Process that. Jay-Z used to battle. He used to go hood to battle. And now Hov is telling us he thinks we've outgrown battles. And hip hop is a follow the leader sport. A lot of people will follow what you try to say that they don't. You try to say that they don't have the pull no more, but they actually do. Because a lot of people started running with that narrative after Jay-Z said it. When Jay-Z said, we've outgrown battles, a lot of guys were like, yep, that's the mature way out. We need to get rid of all the battles. That's where it's at now because Jay-Z said it. Now we're in a point where they want to eliminate the core of the culture. They want to eliminate the word culture, gang. We're going to be here for a while because Molly, you in danger. Cole just went around and said culture is a buzzword now. You know why you say that? That's when you forget where you came from and you get your culture from the internet. He said as such. He said that the internet is basically the culture is the internet and it's white girls in Oklahoma stealing it. It's his cold words, not mine. He said when black girls make up something, it don't take but a day or two before the white girls steal it. So therefore, it's no culture at all. These are Cole's words. The culture is still alive and kicking. But these four gentlemen up here are waging a war against it because the culture literally stands for stuff. Some of the things that these four gentlemen have been accused of and have been proven guilty of goes against the culture, and they're being ostracized for it. And rather than face up and say, yeah, I messed up, or that ain't right, they'd rather eliminate the rules that govern the culture. And if they can't eliminate the rules themselves, they want to eliminate the culture. You in danger, Molly. But the problem is the culture ain't letting you do it. If there's no culture, then what is there to talk about? Why are you guys getting roasted every single day for saying this, that, and the third? If there's no culture, why is it that J. Cole is telling us he don't like what we did to Drake? If there's no culture, then who did what to him? Who did what to who? Ain't he the #1 stream artist on earth? What happened to him? Well, you know what happened to him. He did a lot of F shit over the course of the past 2 years, and the culture won't let him forget it. And now he's struggling with an album for 2 years trying to figure out what to put on it. He got Ben the Don telling him, take all the slammers off. Take all the club bangers off. You need to hit him with bars. And he said, you know what? Say less. You right. Delete it, half the shit off, starting from the scratch all over again. Because the culture, they can't figure it out. He got streamers telling him what the culture wants. They're detached from this thing. So rather than say we're detached, they'd rather burn it down. Kanye didn't apologize to the culture. Kanye apologized to the Wall Street Journal. He ain't appeared in, even Cole went on interviews. Kanye ain't appeared nowhere. He put one apology in the Wall Street Journal and then set up some shows. And you guys ran there as fast as you could. Lauryn Hill was performing with Kanye. I'm going to do a video on should we have a problem with Ms. Lauryn Hill after all she's done for hip-hop. I'm going to do a video about that. But Lauryn Hill went to perform when it all falls down. Now, mind you, let's have a little history lesson. They blocked him from using the original sample with her on it when he tried to put the record out. But now in 2026, it's when you go perform with him. I love Lauryn Hill, but what we doing? Molly, you in danger, girl. Because these niggas, they don't care about nothing no more. They don't care what Kanye said about black people, Jewish people. Doesn't matter. Don't matter. They moshing. They got Ye's show moshing. And I'm gonna show you a clip of that mosh. It look crazy, and people are like, I've been low key, for lack of a better word. I've been low key trolling on Twitter. Anything you say right now about Kanye, Jay-Z, or J. Cole is automatic through the roof, because you know why? Their fans are louder than ever right now. Drake fans always been there. They run Twitter, so they choose when to get involved and when not to. But for some reason, when they first put that clip up, when J. Cole put that clip up, when he was washing that Lamborghini truck at that car wash, and he had that video talking about the fall off, right? I heard the rumbles. Cole fans started rumbling. All of a sudden, wait, Cole's coming back? What? We back outside, and you know what I do for a living? I'm a YouTube commentator for a living. And I can honestly tell you exactly what date it was when it shifted, that Cole fans were kind of scurrying around. You didn't hear much from them. They were very quiet. Then when that trailer for the fall off, gang, they mobilized, gang. It was night and day. You couldn't say nothing about Cole after that fall off trailer came out. Oh my God, their chest, they like they say, the Grinch, his heart grew 3 sizes that day. They grew 3 sizes that day when he had that little soliloquy about falling off. And I was like, hold up, there's a shift in tone. Because before that, I could have any kind of video I wanted about Cole. It didn't matter. There was next to no pushback. They thought Cole, I made a video saying Cole is doing nothing, and that's good. I said Cole is being silent, and that's good. No pushback at all. Probably a week or two before he dropped that video. Right after that video, they came running, gang. You're not disrespecting Cole. God forbid. Don't you put his name in your fucking mouth. Your teeth gonna fall off. They came out of nowhere. They're a different animal, and now they chest out, they big bone and brolic. Now his fans ain't letting you say nothing. And I told you, I've been on Twitter. I've been attacked in some I've been doing this for a couple of years now. I got a very thick skin. Drake fans will attack you all day. They say some horrendous things to you, but it's nothing like these Cole fans right now, gang. They are on a mission. I can show you some of the most crazy shit that I've ever seen, some of the wildest attacks right now. Just for my opinion. just for saying something about Cole. You fucking loser. They attack me for hours on end. I gotta mute the conversations. They go days. They attack you for days. Days. At least a Drake fan will see a squirrel and go squirrel, and they'll get distracted and leave the post. These Cole fans, they come back another day and another thing. They'll share your shit so more Cole fans could come and attack you. They on some other shit right now. Because that record came out and they're ready to fight. They'll even defend in these awful interviews that are train wrecks. These interviews are train wrecks for the average rapper. If the average rapper said half of this shit that Cole is saying, their career would be grand opening, grand closing. Didn't LaRussell say, he said he had one bad record. That nigga said, even you? That nigga tried to say Hitler was heaven sent. Awful, yes. But at the end of the day, Cole has had way more miscues than LaRussell. Let's just be honest. Now, LaRussell's he's failing because he's big-headed. He's stubborn and just dumb and just not realizing that, okay, you used it wrong. The end. Stop talking about it. He ain't mastered the art of just shutting the fuck up. But Cole fans, they got their suit and armor. They ready to fight. And you can't tell them nothing. And you know what they've been doing? Bending the rules of hip-hop. They were already bending it before we got here. Before 2026, they've been bending the rules of hip-hop. Since before we got here, gang. They've been bending the rules of hip-hop for this whole thing. They made up these imaginary stories before we before we even got there, right? They've been making up these imaginary stories. But end of the day, this whole thing about the battle and this, that, and the third, we're going to get to that. A lot of those imaginary stories got debunked by Cole himself. He said an hour before the Dreamville Fest, he decided he was going to apologize to settle his spirit. Told his wife and all that. An hour before, his homeboys they were devastated. Right? His man said, "You a good nigga." He was looking at him disgusted, like, "You a good dude." Which means, dude, you soft as shit. But his fans have been rewriting history since we started this conversation. Even before. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. Before we even got to the battle, they've been rewriting every single miscue that Cole. We've never had a rapper do this many miscues since he got in the business. But they don't care. Because Cole has this all shucks, this humble act that he has, and they love it. And no matter how many times Cole has shown you his ass and has doubled back and went against the code of hip-hop, right? He stood up for the culture. Let's be honest. He stood up against Lil Pump and them guys doing that, whatever they had going on. He told all you little niggas, SoundCloud rappers, clapped at all the SoundCloud rappers. Then soon as it got any pushback, he folded up, started apologizing and interviewing with them. Became Lil Pump's best friend. We was like, what? Cole, we was with you, gang. Why do you feel the need to kowtow to this dude? He haven't done shit for this culture, but steal from it. He's not original. He doesn't make good music. He has no artistic integrity. Why are you lowering yourself sitting down with him in the first place? Make it make sense. It ain't making no sense to most of us, but we had to see it. It had to happen, right? Now, what we doing right here is we're going to remind Cole about these incidents and this, that, and the third. We had the false prophet records where he coming at another guy on the screen, right? I like to call these guys are the five guys. These are five guys because I got four up there, but the fifth one is going to be hip hop media. And we're going to get to that last at some point. But these are the four guys right now doing a huge disservice to the culture that they love. Okay? Salute Karen in the building. I see you. But we're in danger because these are the guys that's going to lead it. And what they say actually matters. I'm seeing these guys make up rules in real time. I'm seeing them bend rules that we've established for 30 years. I actually got people in my comments arguing with me that you can actually start a battle and then decide that it was beneath you, that you're too mature for the battle, and you can just walk away. And the culture should be fine with that. Okay? I've been in hip hop for a very long time, gang. I've seen dudes either choose to battle or not choose to battle. But for one thing for sure, two things for sure, and one thing for certain, and all that, whatever they trying to say, is you can't start a battle, be the first person to make a record in the battle, and then 2 days later apologize for the record and apologize to the guy that you dissed in that record. And don't make me read them lyrics again, gang. Because I'll do it. I'll read the 7-minute drill record lyrics because it shocked people every time I do it. So you can't write the 7-minute drill and 2 days later say your spirit don't set right and then apologize on the stage and say, take your best shot. I'm going to take it on the chin. That's not hip hop. I don't care how you slice it and dice it. But now it is. And they're fierce defenders of this shit. They are fiercely coming at me, gang. I've been called some heinous shit, gang. I'm going to be honest. But I've decided, like Kendrick said, I learned a lot, right? And I'm my own therapist. I learned a lot in therapy. But it also told me I don't give a fuck. Because I'm seeing what these guys are trying to do. These old rich niggas trying to change this shit so they can get older and richer without any consequences of the shit they say. Wouldn't it be nice if we had no consequences in this shit? Wouldn't it be nice if the culture said you could just do anything because you're rich? Because you're powerful and we loved your music from 1996 and 2008 and 2020. Right? Let's just be honest, gang. Now, I'm going to say some stuff that might hurt. Right? And I told you I've been pissing off all 4 of these fan bases for a few years, but now it's at an all-time high. So I might as well just keep it going and make it even worser. Let's just be honest. Culturally, right now, and Cole brought this up, so I'm going to say it. Florida native, I'm not going to say I don't respect Jay, but we getting to a point where we got to question some things. But Cole brought this up that there would never be another universal classic. He said this in that interview with Lost in Vegas. Salute to Lost in Vegas for bagging that huge interview for their channel. They like Cole, and if you like him, then it's fine. You did what you need to do. You bagged the interview. Salute to Lost in Vegas. Salute to Nadeska. Salute to Cameron, even though I crack on all 3 of them for what they did in the interview, even though Lost in Vegas interviewed them better than Nadeska. Salute to Nadeska. Right? She was the first one. She had the puppy dog eyes, and Cameron had the sling blade. Yep. Right. But Cole said there would never be another universal classic. And then he tried to blame it on the fakeness of this fake culture that's just a buzzword. But let's just be honest, culturally. Take away the stands up. The stands are saying that these guys are making the greatest music of their life. Right? Stands are saying Bully's a 5 mic classic. Stands are saying the Fall Off 5 mic classic. Stands are saying anything Hove touch classic. Stands, I'm talking about stands. And stands are saying Nokia and everything else out of OVO that Drake has spit on, breathed on, has been a classic. Let's take away the standum. Because the culture, it stands in every single thing. But let's take away the standum. Let's talk about the culture. Right? Culture. The buzzword that Cole is trying to reduce it to. The culture. Let's do this. And this is going to hurt me as much as it's going to hurt me more than it hurt you. But the culture has not been feeling Kanye music for years. Culturally. He has ups and downs. But culturally, it hasn't been like it used to be. Like, yo, Kanye fucking dropped. This shit's insane. And what they say about Cole, right? And I told you, I used to defend him, Sleepy Cole, but I told you, I can't listen to Cole shit more than once. If I try to do it twice, it's like a fucking force field come down and say, nope, we're not doing it. He has his stand number for the most part. Culturally, are they saying that Cole is killing shit culturally? His stands are loving this shit. They love to fall off. But it's mixed reviews with it. Now, culturally, let God sort them out culturally. What we talking about? The shit is damn near fucking classic to the entire culture. The only nigga saying that it ain't a culture is the people that don't like them because they don't like that they came at Drake in whatever year he lost the battle to him. Or Pusha T no longer is friends with Kanye. So Kanye fans are going to say whatever. But the culture who are going into it with we just want to hear some good ass music, saying that the Clips put out a goddamn classic. I don't hear nobody but Stan saying that the Fall Off is a classic. Just gonna be honest. My guy Hove haven't dropped shit since 444, and Hove just said he don't listen to 444 because it's too emotional for him. He don't even listen to it himself. 444, I love 444, shit classic to me. But at the end of the day, what is Hove doing right now culturally that people are saying the classic? Hove just said himself, he's making music, but all the music he's making is bad. This is out of Hove's own mouth on that interview with Fraser Tharp. Salute to Fraser Tharp for interviewing Hove. Okay? Now, let's get to Drake. Drake is still struggling to put an album together since that battle happened. He's still trying to figure out what to put on Iceman. They've been telling you Iceman is coming since August 2024. Check the Wikipedia page. It's going to be August of 2026. And Drake has only confirmed that it will come out in 2026 at some point. But if he just told Ben the Don that he's going to scrap some more songs and put some more songs on it, how long do you think that's going to take? We're in April. They got a collage of academics at least 8-9 times saying Iceman on the way over the course of a year. Iceman on the way. So culturally, with music, the actual culture itself, musically, these four guys, yeah, they can pack out a stadium. Yeah, they can pack out a stadium. These guys are culturally relevant. But right now, as far as changing the needle of musically, and like I said, it is what it is, right? With these guys. But culturally, is everybody running out to do a Bully album? Did it change the culture? Is everybody running out to make the next Fall Off record? Is everybody trying to make beats like the Fall Off? How many people going around searching for J. Cole type beat? And at this point, I don't even know what a Hove beat even sound like. What's a Hove beat? And God knows Drake don't even know what a Drake type beat is. If he did, he already would have had the Iceman album out. So we got four guys who are really making a whole lot of money. Let's just be honest. But I would go so far as to say they're out of touch. Let's just be honest. How many songs on that show that Kanye just did in the LA was really off a Bully like that got that place going crazy? Maybe. But I guarantee you his old shit got it even more crazy. Okay? Now, what we're doing right here, we're going to have a conversation because all of these guys have done something detrimental to hip-hop within the last couple months. Kanye been ruining this shit for quite a few years. We would have never let a Kanye in this culture before. But J. Cole was right about one thing. It's too many voices now. We would have never let Kanye do what he does now in the culture. But the problem is the culture lets the internet tell it too many things. And right now, you got people that we can't even agree to disagree. We can't even agree to agree. We can't even agree that the leadership of the country is not the right leadership. We can't even agree on that. So how are we going to agree that a rapper should be ostracized or excommunicated from the culture? And for the most part, an out of touch rapper is leading the culture right now. 4 out of touch rappers leading the culture. And it ain't because of their age. Because some of the best music right now is coming from guys late 30s, early 40s, and beyond. But when you leave the culture for too long and you started worrying about your bottom line and how much money is in your portfolio, it's almost impossible to come back down to earth and be one of us. And all four of them have shown they have disconnected from this culture in a way we'll never see again. These used to be our heroes. Let's talk about it. So I pulled up some shit. I said, I want to remember how these four guys became detrimental to the culture. To me, what I believe, and this may be a little weird, things you actually do outside of making records actually matters too. I think it has something to do with what's on your record is one, if we even believe the things you say on the record. Hip hop is a competitive field, it's a competitive sport. So for us to feel that you are a worthy opponent to compete, we got to kind of believe that you are a worthy opponent to compete. We got to kind of believe in your integrity. That is why the ghostwriting topic is a problem. If you're going to say, I need to be in your top 5 rappers, that's why the way you handle yourself when the cameras are off and women are in the room or men, whatever's going on, you are an appropriate person behind the scenes as you are on the camera. So when I see people who don't really have good character off camera, let's just be honest, all of these guys got some issues. Even you, Hov, all of them. And Hov is my guy, right? Open a full disclosure. Okay. But Hov been saying some really suspect stuff at this point in time that we have to question. Right? Hov just came out with Fraser Tharp for GQ magazine and chastised us for how we treated Drake. Two guys that's been subbing each other for 10 years. Somehow it got a little too bad when the battle happened. Hov literally said, I don't know if I love that. Hov chastised us for Drake. Hov chastised us for how we treated Drake. We're seeing these guys in real time go against the code of rap, and pretty much all of them have an issue with what happened in the battle. I'm sure Drake don't like what happened. Let's just be honest. But now they want to blame us. They want to tell us we can't handle it and it's too negative, and the undertones, they stretch too far. Gang, Judge Jeanette Vargas is a judge, right? I'm not sure of the district court or whatever court she's in, but she's a judge. And even Judge Jeanette Vargas understands rap battles. They get pretty mean sometimes. Do you know when my kids were introduced to rap battles? From YouTube. They used to do this thing where it was like George Washington versus Abraham Lincoln. My kids used to crack up. And they would say really mean things to each other and try to disrespect each other. And my kids thought it was hilarious. I think most of the world, including Judge Jeanette Vargas, can discern when it's just a rap battle for somebody trying to diss somebody else, so they're going to say mean things. But now, out of nowhere, since Drake bottom line has been hurt and his pride has been hurt, now you've had, I believe it was Gilly the Kid, I believe it was Jim Jones, I believe it was Jay-Z, I believe it was Drake. and a couple others that I can't remember. A lot of podcasters came out in defense of Drake as if he needs defending. Drake is a so-called rapper, gang. I'm sure Drake knows what a rap battle entails. And I'm sure when he wrote that push-ups record that he tried to pass off as a leak, and everybody thought it was AI, well, Drake wrote that. Unless he stole somebody's AI creation and claimed it and put it on DSPs. Drake wrote that. So I'm sure he knows what a battle. I study rap battles for a living. Why are these rappers and ex-rappers and podcasters coming out to tell us it was too mean and too negative? Meanwhile, Jay-Z put Kendrick on the Super Bowl with that very same record. Why? Why now? Why is this so mean? Like the general public can't understand what a rap battle entails. It was cool when he said that his son was illegitimate and his best friend had slept with his girlfriend and made an illegitimate child that he was taking care of and didn't know. And that he beats her up because he's smaller than her. I didn't see the outrage then. As a matter of fact, I saw a lot of guys. Salute. Ferry said Judge Vargas is from Flushing, Queens, New York. She knew what was up. Salute to Judge Vargas, and we have officially accepted her in hip hop. We removed a couple people, and she's officially accepted into hip hop. A lot of you niggas is traded. You've been traded out. But even Judge Vargas knows that a battle is just a rap battle. The only reason it went on so long because Drake dragged it so long with the lawsuit and this, that, and the third. That thing was over, and it keeps getting dredged back up every other week when we hear more things added to the lawsuit and this, that, and the third. And you dummies are sitting there trying to defend the lawsuit over a rap battle. When that happened, hip hop was in danger because we were online arguing with people that you could actually sue over a rap battle. Right then and there, hip hop was in danger. Molly, you in danger, girl. You got grown men arguing that you can enter a rap battle, say heinous things to somebody, listen for something to be too bad about you, and call your lawyer and say it's a business decision. As if you are too big to get into battles where you may be attacked and you may lose some of your branding. You may get a chink in the armor. Back in my day, then don't battle. If your brand is that fragile that he can call you a really mean name and you need to run and get your lawyer, then you probably shouldn't be battling, my G. Just gonna be honest. You probably shouldn't be battling. But no, what did they say? They didn't say he shouldn't have battled. They didn't say it was sucker shit. No, a bunch of them try to defend it. And they still defended it to this day. I just had a conversation I think it was last month. Salute the homeboy. I think forgot his name, Jay Roebuck, I believe his name. He had a video. It was one Drake fan versus 5 Drake haters. And in that video, he was telling us why the lawsuit, we're 2 years removed from the battle, and he was saying why the lawsuit was a good thing. They're still defending this lawsuit. They're still defending J. Cole backing out of the battle and coming completely doing a whole 180. They're defending all of these hip hop rules, the breakages of these hip hop rules. They're actually defending these things, and this is where hip hop is, where you got to defend cold hard rules that are literally, if there's a 10 commandments of rules of hip hop, especially battling. Battling is a part of the rap pillar of hip hop. Jay-Z tried to tell us out of the 4 pillars of hip hop, 3 of them is gone. Direct quotes from Jay-Z. But you know what they're doing on my Twitter right now and in my comments right now, telling me that he didn't say that. I'm misrepresenting his words. And when I go get the exact quotes, they still tell me I'm wrong. And then when they can't say that I'm lying, They tell me he's right. They tell me he's right. That breakdancing ain't popular no more. DJing ain't popular no more. And a graffiti ain't popular no more. To which I say, nay, good man, you are wrong. Jay-Z is wrong. He's out of touch. He's a billionaire in the ivory tower. He doesn't know what's going on in these streets. He thinks that the internet, right? And not even the internet. I'm talking about the standum, right? Who are arguing, which is what he was upset about every day, arguing about the rappers that they like and don't like. He thinks that they know better than the real world, right? Jay-Z tried to tell me and you, even you, he tried to tell me and you that breakdancing don't exist no more because Ray Gun from Australia got in the Olympics. He didn't tell you that it was in the Olympics. He didn't tell you that Red Bull has a breakdancing tournament every single year. He didn't tell you that in every single city. And let me know when I'm cooking. When I'm not cooking, salute wifey in the building. Let me know. Every city got a community center and they're breakdancing in there. All over the world, there are breakdancers everywhere. I posted a video, a viral moment. I posted a video. I said, I'm going to post this video. It was black guys breakdancing. I said, I'm going to post this video because Jay-Z said that breakdancing no longer exists. And that video shot through the roof. And they came at me upside down. Upside down. Boy, you turn me. Dinah Ross. Salute to Dinah Ross. But it was some black dudes breakdancing. And they came in my comments every kind of way to say I was wrong. Look at the crowd. It's all whites. Therefore, you're wrong, right? Look at the guys breakdancing. They're not even they're dancing to EDM. So you're wrong. They're not even dancing to hip hop. These are people who don't understand hip hop. The breakdancers used to dance to electric dance music, but they don't know this because they're not hip hop. They're niggas on Twitter that want to be right. I low-key gang, let me just give you a little knowledge about me. I walked to the theater. Actually, no, we caught the bus and then we had to walk a couple blocks when Breaking 1 came out. And Breaking 2, right? Save our streets. They were trying to save Miracles. Turbo, Ozone, and Kelly were trying to save Miracles. All you Gen Zers, look up Breaking 2. I used to have the biggest crush on Kelly, but actually, I really had a crush on the other girl that Turbo was with. I had a crush on like every damn and the black girl that they was battling. Every girl in Breaking 2. I mean, every guy had a crush on on every girl in there. Let's just be honest. But I was there when breakdancing was coming into the game. They never heard of Kraftwerk's. Salute. So they're in my comments trying to tell me what breakdancers dance to. They're not even dancing to hip hop. Their comment is invalid. Look at all the whites in the crowd. Those moves, half of those moves weren't even real hip hop moves. They had every reason in the world to tell me that I was wrong. He had to run back to 2024. Well, that was the video, gang. Like, okay, the video was from 2024. It was a million excuses as to why my video was invalid and I was wrong. And Jay-Z never said that, and he was right. Thing went through the roof. Okay. And I told you in the beginning of the video, a lot of cold fans came out when he dropped that video for the what's that thing? The trailer for the fall off when he's washing that Lamborghini truck, which I wasn't sure what the truck was at the time. Like, who somebody tell me the truck? I didn't know what it was. Right? He's like, it's a Lamborghini truck. Well, J fans did the same thing when that interview dropped. They got very protective. And I'm a J fan. When that interview dropped, I watched that. Sam's in the building. I watched that, and I was like, I had to gather myself. When I saw the clip, because they dropped the clips the same day, we were still reeling from the J. Cole shit. So they had dropped the J clips. They dropped the J interview clips And it was spicy, gang, spicy. Your boy Hov said, not only do we need to get rid of the battles, and they try to spin it 100 ways what he meant by battles. 150 ways. He didn't mean that. Stop saying that. He's not talking about Loaded Lux. He's not talking about URL. He's talking about the battle disc records, man. Use your mind. Like J. Cole said, don't listen to music with your mind. Listen to it with your heart. The worst thing you can do is listen to it with your mind. But Jay-Z said, we got to stop the battles, and that the 3 pillars were gone. I said, how, Hov? Every single city right now got graffiti in it. There's a new tag, a new fresh tag every day. They got graffiti task force. Hov? They still selling power washing shit to get graffiti off walls, Hov. What are you talking about? But Hov talking about it from a millionaire who can't see the monetary value of it. But that's the problem. Hip-hop ain't about monetary value. You're looking at guys who look at hip-hop for a monetary gain. So Hov don't know that they're in the community center still breakdancing and making up routines. He don't know that they're still showing kids graffiti in those community centers. He don't know that. He don't know that they put murals up. They go hire Juan and Pedro and, oh, we're going to open a grocery store on 13th and G, and we would like you and Pedro to come down and put up a mural for us. He don't know that Kendrick got a song called Whacked Out Murals because somebody graffitied him on a damn building. But Hov telling us that graffiti is dead. It's graffiti in every school, everywhere. It's everywhere. People wear graffiti clothes. I was informed that, and I went to the Kendrick show. I didn't put 2 thoughts into it, but it was like Kendrick's merch had graffiti on it. Nas just did a song called For the Writer. Well, it's writing something. I forgot the actual term of the song, but Nas just did a graffiti song for graffiti writers and named out all the graffiti writers he could. It's a big deal. So I don't know what Hov is talking about, but Hov is in the ivory tower where they don't do graffiti no more. And then he tried to say that DJs don't exist. I'm like, Hov, where were you during the pandemic when D Nice had everybody coming to his stream and then all the DJs started doing it? And now to this day in 2026, I can't go on my TikTok without seeing 17 DJs live spinning right now playing hip hop. I don't know what Hov is talking about. Almost every concert you go to, the rapper going to have a DJ. And Hov tried to say that because we couldn't name Drake's DJ, he proved his point. Frazier Thought was like, I can't name him offhand. Somebody in my comments told me what Drake's DJ is, but guess what? Drake, in essence, does have a DJ gang. At least the nigga has that. Somebody told me his name. What's Drake's DJ name? Somebody in the comments so I can remember. But Hov, Drake got a DJ. Hov tried to say that the DJs they don't exist no more. What's Drake's DJ name? Somebody let me know. But the nigga got a DJ. He got a DJ. Who you think gonna play 0 to 100 real quick? Somebody playing it. But Hov tried to tell me that the guys that when they tour, they don't have DJs. Guess what? They all have most of them had 95% of these motherfuckers got a DJ. Somebody know his name. But Hov said, what's Drake's he said, what's Drake's DJ? Please don't make me Google this. Somebody told me last time. Hov said, what's Drake's DJ as the gotcha moment? No, it's not 40. 40 not his DJ. 40 his producer. Please don't make me Google this. Somebody knows this. But I'm like, Hov, what you mean? Because you don't know Drake's DJ's name? I watched this interview like everybody else. It was stunning. It was stunning. I said, what Hov just say? He said, what's Drake's DJ name? Homeboy said, I can't tell you offhand. There it is. Future the Prince. Is that it, Ace? Future the Prince. I think it's Future the Prince. And let me just say a side note. If I'm Future the Prince, I'm fucking heated. I'm being honest. You're gonna make an example out of me, nigga. I'm 24/7 scratching this shit. Nigga, I hone my craft every fucking day. You talking about what the fuck? Oh, you Googled it? Is it Future the Prince? So this dude Hov Future the Prince. So this dude Hov tells Frazier Tharp, name Drake's DJ. Frazier Tharp goes, I don't know his name offhand. Hov goes, exactly. So that's dead. gang. I can't make this stuff up. I watch these interviews with my mouth open, dropped. Teresa said DJ Act, the DJ that don't spin. Salute to Jay Nolan. He calls him that. So Hove points were the girl, Ray Gun from Australia, single-handedly killed breakdancing. And Future the Prince, to know he didn't do shit wrong. Motherfuckers at home, he looked up like, the fuck he say fuck me for? So Future the Prince by Fraser Tharp not knowing Future the Prince's name, that was proof that the DJs are dead. And he didn't provide no reason for the breaking. I mean, the graffiti to be dead. He just said it's dead. The end. Well, Crayon spray paint still selling a lot of fucking spray paint, ho. Just saying. A lot of murals going up every day, Hove. I don't know what you saying, my G. So you can't tell the story of hip hop with just the rappers. Molly, you in danger, girl, because they feeding this shit, and these people are on my page arguing with me. Like their life depend on convincing me that Hove was right, that it ain't no breakers, it ain't no DJs, and it ain't no graph writers. Motherfucker really told me, when the last time you seen a nigga doing breakdancing? I said, a lot of shit I don't see niggas doing, but it don't mean they not doing it. I ain't never seen a Diddy freak off, but I'm sure this shit happened. So then they try to tell me that when Jay said we don't need no battles because we've outgrown, and this is what he said. We prefaced it. Him and J. Cole did the same thing. I hate to say this. I know how it sounds. They both said that in their interviews. I know how it sounds. You really can't know how it sounds because you're still saying it. Jay goes, I know how it sounds. I hear it. But I think we outgrew battles. And the whole nation mobilized. No battles. So now they're out in force trying to end the battles too. They put no thought into what this nigga said. I sat there when I heard him saying it, my mouth dropped. I had to process it, gang. I'm gonna be honest. I'm always gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna say something shocking. I was sitting there trying to spin it like he couldn't have meant it like that. I was trying to spin it for like 15 seconds. I said, Challz, there's no way Jay would say this. What did he really mean? There's no way Jay would say no shit like that. Ain't no way. I tried to spin it, gang. Salute the company, man. I think I went on Culture United probably the next night. I think the next night after all that ruckus went da. And we talked about it. But I thought about 20 seconds. I tried to spin it. And in them 20 seconds, I was figuring it out. I said, Challz, he said it. You defend hip-hop. You go online every day talking about you're never going to fold on hip-hop. Guess what? You heard what he said. Ain't no spinning it. Ain't no two ways about it. He said battling, the culture has outgrown battling. Let's have a conversation for that. About the culture has outgrown battling. But I heard him say it, and I had to say, Challz, he said it. What you gonna do, Cole? What you gonna do? I said, you know what? And I have been defending Jay on a lot of these things. This thing with the accusations, all of them were kind of goofy. And you pointed out all the flaws and inconsistencies in all of them. But this one is not goofy. He said what he said, so you gotta cook. And I did. And I stood on business. And they came for me, gang. They came for me. But you know what? I don't care. Hip hop is bigger than Jay-Z. It's bigger than you goofballs on Twitter calling me this, that, and the third. That's why 99% of you get zero response. Every now and then I feel like, this is funny. I'll respond to the dude and I'll delete that shit an hour later. Because I don't care. Even with your response still there, I'll delete it because I don't care what you niggas think. And these niggas are really mean now, gang. I'm gonna be honest. They really mean, gang. They really mean. And I can sit there and be mean with you all day, or I can just move on and keep fighting for hip hop. A lot of these motherfuckers don't know hip hop. They think they know. But I was there. I was on cardboard. I used to go down when I used to live in DC. We would go down to the downtown, and the breakdancers from New York would come down there, and they would be teaching out there, and then they would let you break dance and battle this. I did all that shit as a little kid. And we battled in our hood. We used to find cardboard, this, that, and the third. I was there. So a lot of these conversations, I'm qualified. I'm qualified to have them. And I remember when hip hop wasn't so formulaic and they didn't know what the hell they were doing. We was trying anything. Boom, 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 boom. Get busy, y'all. It's a brand new dance called the Pee Wee Herman. We was trying anything, gang. Anything. Anything. You were encouraged to be creative. We had the skinny boys, the fat boys. We had the K9 posse, right? We had a whole lot going on. And some rappers were just really good and they broke through the noise like LL Cool J and Run DMC. We had Melly Mel, right? And then FYI, I was never a big Melly Mel guy. Okay. Full disclosure, I know this makes some people mad. I was never, even in the heyday, right? I love the message, right? And I love his verse on Shaka Khan's song. Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan, let me rock it, Shaka Khan. Let me rock it. That's all I want to do, Shaka Khan. That's not him, but his verse comes in there somewhere. Well, maybe that is him, but I know he's on there rapping. But I was never a really big Melly Mel guy. And newsflash, I know people get surprised when I say this. I was never really big on Curtis Blow either. But that's my era. Right? I was a LL Cool J guy when he came in the game. Right? I was a Run DMC guy. I liked everything off Def Jam. I'm just gonna be honest. I liked everything. All right. But end of the day, I was there. So a lot of dudes try to argue with me off shit they saw on Google. A motherfucker try to tell me that Tim Dog started the East Coast West Coast beef. Motherfucker try to clown me on Twitter a few days ago. Try to tell me you don't know what you're talking about. The East Coast West Coast beef was started by a rapper named Tim Dog because somebody had posted Tim Dog. And I said, bro, the New York was already, they were worldwide famous for not letting motherfuckers in. Right? That's why Hammer got that song. Yeah, you ain't hitting in New York. Right? Eazy-E, everybody says New York was the toughest place to get a radio spin. And you know why? Because New York was literally, they was haters. they didn't like outside regions. And it is what it is. I was there. I saw that. So that shit started before Fuck Compton came out. Now, Tim Dog said it because the jealousy, like a little bit for the West Coast, had reached a fever pitch, and Tim Dog was the only one that had enough balls to say the shit. So it was already brewing before that. The undercurrents were already there. So homeboy on Twitter tried to tell me, you don't know what you're talking about. The East Coast played the West Coast crazy. I was from such and such. I'm from the Jersey area, whatever the hell he's trying to tell me, that they used to play the West Coast all the time. I said, you sure, my G? You sure? They may have gotten played, but in New York, it was a tough crowd. Them DJs was not playing them niggas on the radio. So are you sure? Because the West Coast was getting a whole lot. Ice Cube had to come and get an East Coast sound to get respect on the East Coast. So I say all that to say I was there. So Hove is trying to rewrite the history of hip hop by saying those pillars are dead. You can't tell a story without those pillars. And if you try, you're misrepresenting hip hop. And for Hove to say that they're dead, then what's left, Hove? And he actually said battling. No, battling is not. It's called rapping. Battling is what you do as part of rapping, MCing. So he misspoke. I gave him some grace. I said, Hov don't do interviews every day. So he made a mistake. He misspoke. So I'll give him some grace. But he don't do this every day. So he said battling was the fourth pillar. No, he was wrong. It's rapping. But if you take away the three pillars that he tried to take away, guess what you got? Rappers. Guess what rappers do? They make money for corporations. They are monetized. You can sign them. You could kill them and do whatever. Get two of them. We kill them both. The record's going to sell faster. You can get them arrested, lock them up. The music sells more. Can't do that with graffiti. Can't do that with breakdancing, and you can't do that with DJs. Can't monetize, and they ain't gonna never go platinum. But they still out here. See, when you try to make the culture something that you can put a dollar amount on, you already lost. And that's when I stopped listening to you. Because the culture is something that you do when you understand what hip-hop is about. It's a competitive sport. And when you get on a microphone and say, I don't like what y'all did to Drake, what we do to him? Did he enter a sport willingly? That's a competitive sport. Ain't this his third battle? So he didn't know what he was getting into? Didn't he tell this guy to drop like 15 times? Didn't he make 2 records telling him to drop? Didn't he make a record telling him to call him a pedo? So what we do, what did we do to Drake? He's like, I don't love what you guys did to Drake. These are verbatim quotes that they try to tell me that I'm misrepresenting Jay-Z. Verbatim quotes. And then J. Cole followed that up, saying, I hope Iceman goes crazy for what you niggas did. What we do? We expected you to finish up a battle that you got into willingly, that you taunted the man to compete with? What we doing? Then you taunt that man and tell him what to say? All of a sudden, it's too much. You guys are doing too much. You went too far. And now we got everybody in the woodwork. Everybody 40 plus is too mature for battles. We don't need battling, graffiti, breakdancing, DJs. We don't need shit but the rappers. This is what Jay-Z, J-Hova. You know why he call himself Hova? God MC, me, J-Hova. You have a God MC saying that we don't need to battle no more. This dude's entire career, from the very first record to right now, exists because of his braggadocious rhymes and how many rappers he was better than. I don't know if you guys remember, at one point, the entire New York City was trying to take out Jay-Z. The entire New York City. And I'm going to talk for 2 seconds to my real hip-hop heads when they remember when Prodigy was trying to hold that New York City crown. And some may say he had it. Prodigy and Mobb Deep, when he dropped HNIC, it's arguably, I argue with you, I say he had it for a second. Prodigy had that New York crown, took it from Jay. Jay said, he said, word on the street is I can't come back home. Guess when I heard that? When I was back home. Right? And it reached a fever pitch, this battle for New York. Fat Joe wanted it. He wasn't going to never get it, but he wanted it. I could name Jadakiss wanted it. There's a lot of rappers that wanted it. Pun, a lot of rappers wanted that title, King of New York. Now, real New Yorkers would honestly tell you Nas had it without even trying, though. All right? And what Nas say? Jay knew the rules to take out, for him to have the King of New York crown, he had to take out Nas. You know how Jay got that crown of New York? It wasn't takeover because Nas came back and did the exact perfect thing. It's a record called Ether for my Gen Zers. Google it. But what had happened was, I'm going to be honest, and I might spark up some Jay-Z Nas shit, right? Nas had fell back from recording. Nas' mom had got sick. Plus, Nas had threw a couple, what some people may say, clunkers. And they got this narrative that Nas don't know how to pick his beats. Okay. I don't like saying that, but at the end of the day, people say that Nas don't know how to pick his beats. That's why he's making some of the best music of his life right now, because he got with Hit Boy, and they're making, this nigga got 6 classics in a row. But before that, the reason Jay-Z became the king of New York, because he was consistent, right? He started making records that were doing really well, right? It's a hard knock life for us, right? Records going diamond and shit. And Nas has stopped recording. It took a long time to get a Nas record. So it's like a boxer. If you don't defend your belt, after a while, they strip you. And that's how Jay-Z became the king of New York, because you said, all you other clowns talking, all you other cats taking shots at Jigga, you only get half a bar. Fuck y'all niggas. And everybody slapped themselves in the forehead like, God damn. He just sunned Prodigy and allegedly and Nas, but then he told everybody else, you getting a half a bar. So they were fighting for that king of New York thing. And that's where Jay-Z became the biggest rapper in New York. He put Prodigy on that Summer Jam screen. Remember that? Which some of us say is unfair because Prodigy was a kid. Every kid had a Michael Jackson glove. Right? But it was a tactic. One of the greatest battles in history. People don't realize he went at Nas and Prodigy on Takeover. One of the greatest battles, if not the greatest battle. Now, if you asking me, the greatest, just on a side note, the greatest diss record of all time is Cannabis' second round knockout. But you could say No Vaseline, and I won't even argue with you. They're interchangeable. Ice Cube's No Vaseline or Cannabis' second round knockout. Two of the greatest diss records ever. Okay? Now, for Hove, a well-known battler, he's been through the mud. He knows what this means to the culture. He knows what that means to have Flex drop those bombs on your record. That's why he rushed up to the radio station with that super ugly, unprepared, and she should have slowed down and gathered himself. Rushed up there with that super ugly record that was ill-advised and therefore lost that battle. But at one point, the entire New York was trying to take out Jay-Z. People don't remember that. And he withstood that by what? Rapping. Being absolutely fearless and didn't give two shits about what these niggas was going to do. And now Jay-Z is telling us, I don't know, what year was that? 01? 01 that we got Takeover? I see you, Go Child. Bridge is over. Yeah, Bridge is over is a killer. KRS-One, the Bridge is over. KRS-One is in my top 5 of all time. And that record is a big part of it. But we got Jay-Z now. He got a whole different life. They got a mansion so big, you can probably put 50 people's homes in that mansion. He ain't going to the community center to see the kids break dancing. He probably ain't even online to see the DJs all on TikTok going live DJing all night. Because Hove really thought that shit through. Hove is he's a very strategic guy. That entire interview, Hove thought that through from beginning to end. And he thought going on there declaring that breakdancing, graffiti, and DJing don't exist anymore. That's what Hov thought was going to move the culture. Molly, you in trouble because a lot of people ran with it and try to defend Hov and tell us that Hov was right. They said that all three of those pillars are dead. They still in my comments right now. I did some short videos, and they go on all my shorts under my shorts and tell me Hov was right. Breakdancing's dead. Graffiti's dead. And DJing is they tell me these things, gang. But these are people who look for the rappers to tell them what's going on instead of getting out into the world. All right. So then let's move on. We already heard that Hov is literally bugging out. Hov trying to give us a new history lesson. Hip hop is not what you've heard about in the textbooks, boys and girls. It's just me, Fetty Wap, Gucci, and a couple other rappers. That's all you need to worry about. Rap music. Don't learn breakdancing. It's a dying art. Just like they ain't teaching you cursive. They don't even teach these kids how to read a clock with a hand on it no more. They go to Chat GPT for the most basic of things. They go to Chat GPT to figure out how to feel, how to love. How Wayne say how to love. These kids don't even understand basic shit no more. So they're being told by a legendary battler who used to battle. He battled DMX. Apparently, allegedly, the footage is lost or some shit like that. We can't say who won or lost because the footage is lost. And now he's trying to tell us we don't need to battle because the stan culture was too mean to Drake. Guys, I cannot make this shit up. We don't need to battle because stan culture was too mean during the Drake versus Kendrick battle. Hence, in essence, Kendrick was too mean. After he told your boy, let's just keep it rap. Don't bring in the families. What's the first thing this dude do? What's the first thing he said? I heard that baby's day free. A lot of stuff was said, gang. A lot of stuff was said. But to me, as a hip hopper, I don't think any of it was too far because it's hip hop. If people got a problem with our culture, then they need to not be in the culture. If Drake brand is that fragile, that him being called a heinous word such as a pedo is enough to have him go get his lawyers and sue Lucian Grange for defamation because of they let him. Now you got to understand, he's not suing Lucian Grange because he said it. He sued UMG because they let Kendrick say it. You know why he's able to say that? Because Drake is used to bullying people out of the business so they don't get to say anything. That's why Pusha T had to buy him and his brother's contract off of Def Jam because Drake, somebody at the OVO, whatever team that is, allegedly was like, when they heard that there was a Kendrick Lamar verse on that Clips record, they was like, yeah, that'll never come out. And put one of these calls in suggesting that it don't come out. And a lot of these guys in this business are lame. So they were like, you know what? You're right. It won't come out. And then Pusha T was like, yes, it will, because I'm getting off this label. And guess what they told him? Yeah, your brother can go, you here. So unless you get cough up a couple $1 million, you going to stay here. And he was like, well, then guess what? I'm going to cough up a couple $1 million. Just so Kendrick verse will be included on my next fucking album. You're not going to block me or stop what I got going on. But that's over there because they were able to do that to other niggas. And they were able to put a call in or a text in to Lucian or whoever, right? To stomp some shit out. So they try to stomp out Kendrick's verse on that Clips record. and Pusha was in no uncertain terms, I'm not having it. And I'll bet on myself and I'll pay my way out of this deal so I can put Kendrick on there. And guess what? He got a Grammy for that record. What we doing? That's culture shit. Motherfucker try to stop and block the record. He went around them niggas and did it himself. It's all public knowledge. So what we got here, a failure to communicate. When Jay-Z's trying to tell us that the culture is this and that and the third. Then you got J. Cole, who was on one of the most heinous public relation runs I have ever seen. Where one interview get worse than the next. The next one is worse than the last one. Before I could finish a video about how goofy the first interview was, there was another interview that was even goofier. It is asinine what J. Cole has done. And his fans and stan base, forget it. They got tears in their eyes. They so happy to see this guy doing these weird ass interviews saying his most nonsense shit. Don't listen to music with your mind, guys. That's the worst thing you can do. Listen with your heart. What are you talking about? Ain't you a lyrical miracle, nigga? Ain't half your lyrics, you got to think them through. Ain't they double entendres and similes and metaphors? It's insanity. Weird shit. Molly, you in danger, girl. You in danger. These niggas out of touch. And they trying to teach these kids the opposite. You run from the battle. And if you fight the battle, if you lose, you can call your lawyer and sue him. As a matter of fact, ain't no real reason about it because the only thing going on is rapping where they don't diss each other. Hov said we should collab instead of dissing each other. Well, what if the niggas don't like each other, Hov? What about that part? Wasn't you in battles where you ain't like the nigga? Didn't you hate Nas? Hov said he regrets dissing Nas. Because Nas is a really great guy. Well, shit, we all know that. But it was a diss battle. It's 25 years. What year was that? 01? My math be off like shit sometimes. What's that, 25 years ago? Hov, y'all made up a long time ago. It's okay. Everybody survived. You and Nas are in a really good space. You guys are on several records together. I'm sure you've chilled together behind the scenes. It's no love lost, gang. The battle record. But some guys really don't like each other, and they reserve the right to say that shit on wax. So now we supposed to change 50 years of hip hop because somehow Drake feel he was defamed, and you guys believe it. You got to see how crazy Molly. These guys are defending a guy literally getting in a battle and jumping out and calling his lawyer, and they're defending it. If you are too fragile and your brand is too fragile to be defamed, the literal definition of to battle somebody, it's insults, it's innuendo, right? It's non-actionable. Salute to Judge Jeanette Vargas. It's non-actionable rhetoric. So if you get into a battle, right? I study rap battles for a living. If you get into a battle, yeah, the nigga gonna call you some shit you might not like. He might say something really mean to you. We used to have a no lawyers rule. Now it depends on what he say to you. Well, what did he say? What are you crying for, Billy? Well, we was battling in school, and I love battling. Ron, come listen to this. Our son was battling. This your first battle? Oh, good for you. What did you call him? Well, I call him a bitch and a homo and some random shit. But then he said something about you, Mom. What? Wait, what? Get the lawyers. These kids are learning that they don't get the consequences of this. If you're gonna battle, guess what? He's gonna say some non-actionable shit. Right? They're called disrespect. Disrespect. We're dissing you. Back in my day, the word diss came from a motherfucker disrespecting you. I'm gonna diss you, homeboy. That means he was gonna disrespect you and probably say something bad about you or your clothes or your schooling or your home. Right? Do you remember when Melly? Do you remember when Melly Mel came out and dissed Eminem? And one of his hardest bars in there was that, like a roach crawled out your book bag. One of Melly Mel's rhymes was like a roach crawling out your book bag. Go look it up. That's not nice at all. That's not nice at all. Now, I don't know if Eminem felt the need to call his lawyer. I don't even think Eminem even responded to Melly Mel. I think he called him something about roids or something. He said a little line or two just to get you guys panties in the bunch. Eminem don't care two shits about no Melly Mel. He'll say this shit just for you guys to react. And I'm just gonna be honest. I have to say this part. I maybe got to throw Melly Mel in here because didn't he make an apology letter for the Melly Mel made an apology letter for dissing Eminem, gang? Do you remember this? We are in serious. Molly. Melly Mel apology. I forgot about that. I made a video about that. Melly Mel did an apology letter. Look it up, Gen Zers. Google it. Melly Mel made an apology letter for dissing Eminem because it was so bad, though. Molly, rappers are apologizing now. We in danger. Was it the pandemic? Is that how we got here? Molly, you in danger because this crazy. This crazy. Molly. And I ain't even get to Kanye yet. We are in a space where you can forgive them just for apologizing. No matter what they said, no matter what they do. If they just write a letter to the Wall Street Journal, they back on tour in Eastern Europe. They can do an 80,000 seater in LA and have Miss Lauryn Hill come out. Because they apologize. When it all falls down, who you call down when it all falls down? We enabled Kanye to get hit, though. It's a cult-like following at this point. Did y'all see that video of them doing the crash out mosh pit? These guys look awful. I'm just gonna be honest. They look terrible. And I get it. They're supposed to riot and mosh out and do this, that, and third at certain shows. I get it. Certain shows is for that. But a couple of Kanye fans have pointed out they've never had mosh pits at his shows before. The caliber of people going to Kanye shows now is different. I should bring up this thing. Is this nigga bothering y'all? This HTTR95? Let me know. Because if the mods can't get him, let me know. But I don't know what's going on. I keep seeing y'all saying his name is whatever. I don't know what's going on. But we at a point where Kanye wrote an apology. And now all of the Nazi right wingers and whatever you want to call them. I'm going to show you the video because it's very important to see it. Now, a lot of people, when I went on Twitter and said this one went viral too, I put it up. A low-key trolling. Let me get my Twitter out. It got so bad that I muted the convo. I learned how to mute convos because of this. I'm going to bring up my screen. But I posted this. I'm trolling because I don't care. But I troll with shit I can't. What shit I mean? I don't post. I don't post shit I don't mean. Even if it's going to trigger you, and I know it's going to trigger you, I'm still going to post it. Now I got this thing up here. I'm going to show you because there's very little pushback against Kanye right now. I mean, they're this coming out on Twitter. They're coming. They're trying, but they're getting shot down as soon as they bring up this guy's heinous history. Now, right here, I took this. I got this post. I'm going to post it. I'm going to bring up my screen. But they're moshing at this show like some skinheads or something. And I want to show you this just so we can be on the same page. It's just weird. It don't seem like a Kanye show. But these are the floor seats. This is the floor. Right? Let me see if I can blow it up. Let me start it over. Is it sharing? Give me a second to make sure this shit is sharing because it's not sharing. Give me a second, gang. Let's go. All right. Keep that like that. Okay. Now this is I want you to see this crazy ass MAGA mosh pit. All right. Let me know if y'all can see that. Am I still on? Let me hit it again. So let me get out of that. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let me get out of that. Let's talk about it. Now, what we just saw was pretty much. Y'all can tell me in the comments what it looked like to you. But had I paid for them floor tickets, I would have been a little upset. Had I paid for those floor tickets, gang, I would have had a problem. I don't know if that's the music that you do that to. Now, somebody could tell me if that happens at Kanye's shows on the regular. And I do get it. Travis Scott was there. I think that he sets that kind of stuff off in his own shows, which led to problems, right? But that look a little different than my culture of hip hop. Just saying. Maybe I'm bugging. Maybe I'm overreacting. But end of the day, it's a little much for me. And I'm not telling people to not mosh, but I'm telling you at a Kanye show, this is supposed to be a cultural moment. That looks a bit much. If we're gonna say this is a cultural show. I see you, Sarah, you said put up the clips of the Family Ties moshing. I think Drake was begging them to mosh his shit. He was begging them to do something crazy, and they wouldn't do it, and he got mad. End of the day, it's a different energy at Kanye's shows. It's a different kind of fan that goes to a Kanye show right now. And it's a different kind of person that's defending Kanye West. We're at a point now where anything Kanye has said and done is forgiven with the wave of a flag, a wave of a wand. And I feel it's disheartening, gang. Because what we used to think was just standard practices. We don't support people who support Hitler. I thought that was a standard culture thing. We didn't support Nazism. I thought that was pretty basic. I thought that came in the handbook. Right? We don't follow people who say slavery was a choice. My ancestors had a choice. When they were getting separated from their families, beaten, castrated, lynched, abused, starved, raped. I didn't know that they had a choice. So I thought in the culture, we didn't really take kindly to that kind of shit. I thought it was different here. And the just disrespecting people's kids. Didn't he call Jay-Z kids some really heinous shit? Kanye did a lot of heinous things. A lot. I used to thought we were in agreement that we couldn't have a racist, we wouldn't vote for a guy that's shown very racist tendencies. But not anymore, gang. We in danger, gang. Remember all the flack Kanye got for putting that red hat on? And it didn't matter in the scheme of things. I thought as a culture, we just certain things, certain things was just what they were. But we're at a point now where it's whatever. And I'm at a point where it's like almost it's a daunting task to still fight these guys because it doesn't matter to the people anymore. especially on Twitter. Twitter is Twitter's a mess, gang. Twitter is a cesspool. You got to use it's a necessary evil. You got to use it to get your points out there in a sea of disgusting, vile human beings, and you'll pick a couple flowers up, right? It's like you're gonna go in the ocean, you're gonna fish, and it's gonna be 7 million fish of trash, but you'll get you might get a beautiful starfish one day that follows you along your ride, right? And you might have saved them from certain doom. And that's why we still out there fishing on Twitter. But it's an awful place full of negativity and uncultured people who have no idea what this culture really supposed to stand for. It's terrible, gang. I think I shocked people when I tell them, but I'm like, they say this all the time. When they read in my bio that I'm a cancer survivor, they'll tell me, I wish the cancer got your ass. This is on Twitter, by the way. It's an awful place, gang. You got to go in there with your armor and shield on. You got to go in there with your radiation suit on. It's hazmat in there. But where else is you going to get your message out? Sad but true. Every time I post something, I know the fire's coming back, but it is what it is. That's why I don't respond to 95% of the motherfuckers that say something to me. Because it's for what? Why? You're not going to get through to them, but the message ain't for you. The people that want to see the message and that deserve what is meaning, they'll get it. It'll cut through the noise. A lot of Jay-Z stands, a lot of Drake stands, a lot of Kanye stands and Cole stands. My page is lit up right now on some of the most heinous shit. And I'll just post something else and keep going. Because it doesn't matter. I do this for hip-hop. All four of these guys up here on this screen right next to me, all of them are compromised. Even you, Jay. Even you. They blinded by money, women, cars, sex. Or they're blinded by this image that they want to uphold when that's not really in their heart. Some of them want a fake image of being super humble and all shucks when all the actions show otherwise. And we start to see through a lot of stuff. But some people either don't know, don't show, or don't care that the actions of these four guys right here are compromising the culture. Kanye openly spreads bigoted rhetoric, racist and bigoted language. And that's who's mosh pitting at his shows right now. J. Cole is openly not standing on anything. This dude can't finish his sentence without saying, if you're the other thing, it's okay. Goes on the Lost in Vegas podcast and say, I like you guys because you don't do the clickbait titles. You don't do the stuff that's just out here to just get a reaction or to get engagement. So basically, he's saying he don't like the ones that do that. Well, in 2 breaths later, he goes, not saying that there's anything wrong with that. You can't even complete one thought where it might offend somebody. I watched all 3 of them interviews, most of it. And it was always, I stand on this unless you're that, then I'm okay with that too. Even when he raises his voice and say something with some fuck shit, 60 seconds later, he'll say the opposite just so those people won't be upset. And people follow that. People start to feel like you don't got to stand on anything. Just acknowledge both sides and tell your story like a politician. Well, hip-hop not about that. We need to know where people stand in this culture. We need to know what you're doing this for and why you do it and what you believe in. We don't need to keep hearing you stroke the egos of both sides and try to be neutral. Because what happened, he ended up pissing off all the sides. I saw the Kendrick fans mad. I saw the Drake fans mad. There are a lot of people upset at a lot of things that Cole has been saying. But at the end of the day, I think we getting people who don't need to stand on anything because, for one, they're rich. Cole just went to play basketball in China right now. I think it's the Nanjing Monkeys. And one of my biggest tweets, gang, I've never had a tweet bigger than this. I've never had a tweet go this viral, over 500,000. Over 500,000 for this tweet that I wrote on Twitter. And I'm going to read. I should show you the tweet so you can see the main tweets, but I had to mute it. Because one, I don't want to hear about that shit for days. I don't care. I don't care what you niggas think. I'm 100% solid in what I wrote. But Cole fans came. Listen, gang, I'm telling you, over 500,000. I said, I'm going to tell you what I said because I meant it. But they came at me, gang. Let me just show you how these dudes got. It got pretty crazy. I should show you the tweet. And I'm not asking you to agree with me or not. But I'm just going to tell you what I actually wrote, because I wrote a lot of shit on here, but I want to read it right. I don't want it to be where I'm paraphrasing. So I'm getting to the tweet right now. All right, gang, give me a second. But it was in regards to a 41-year-old black man joining a Chinese basketball team called the Monkeys. And they ripped into me telling me it's Goku, this, that, and the third. They don't have racism in China, all this shit. I'm going to read you some of the tweets too, gang. We're going to be here I'm going to have some fun with this. I'm going to show you how crazy it gets on Twitter. Instead of an exchange of ideas, right? It is insanity. So, all right. I guess I'm getting close. My page is a lot of pro-black stuff too, gang. If you ever see my Twitter, I tweet a lot of pro-black things on my page. So this thing is at 582,000 views. I said J. Cole joining a Chinese basketball team named the Nanjing Monkey Kings perpetuates a continuing inability to read the room. Right? Gang, these people lost their minds. And these comments got crazy. They were telling me the Wu-Kang Goku monkey is sacred in China, and this, that, and the third. Monkeys aren't bad in Asia, and this, that, and the third. They started telling me I was brainwashed with trauma from my being completely used by white supremacists, and I can't get past my own trauma. Therefore, I'm projecting it onto J. Cole. The Monkey King is the most powerful fictional creature you can dream of. And I'm race baiting and the culture, this, that, and the third. Black men, you can't pick shit. You fake pro-black ass niggas, da, 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 da. Bitch, nigga, you never heard of Sun Wukong, all this stuff, gang. Right? And it's okay to feel a certain way. And I have heard of Wukong and all that. They got a video game and all that. And I heard of Goku and this, that, and the third. My post was never saying that I don't know that of course I know that monkeys are they are religious over it. They look at them as with superpowers, all this shit like that. They worship them. All of that is true, right? Look at what Cosmo said. All of that is true. But what's also true is they started putting monkey memes up on Twitter with J. Cole face on them, right? It was never a diss to the Najing, if I'm saying that right, Monkey Kings. It was never a diss to China. It was never to say I don't understand why China named them that. My thing was this is not China. And when you come back to America, they're going to look at a black man going to play for the Monkey Kings differently. Just saying. It wasn't disrespectful to him, but to me, I'm looking at it. I wouldn't go play for the Monkey Kings. Just gonna be honest. It ain't no I love monkeys, gang. But the aesthetics, that's all I said. Gang, you can't imagine. They're still commenting on that thing to this day, repeating the same stuff, getting just as belligerent and indignant as you can possibly get. What they don't know is I muted the tweets 2 days ago. I don't see none of that shit. Don't care. Because the comment was not about any of that. The comment is about a so-called conscious black man going to play basketball in China for the Monkey Kings. And I'm gonna leave it right there. Like Locks just said, it's the optics. It's the optics. That's all I said. So all that other stuff, it sounds good. Wukong and this, that, and the third. But then when you stop understanding things like optics, you get Kanye West having a MAGA mosh pit in the front of his concert. You get a rapper going around talking about I'm a Nazi and people thinking it's okay. You get a rapper that can do a video call. He did a call for actors for his video for Hail Hitler. He did I don't know what they call it when they put out a request in like the publications or whatever for auditions. Kanye put out a request for male video actors to come be in his Hail Hitler video, and they had to be black and they couldn't be fat. This is not me making this up. This is Kanye's actual request. No fat niggas, if I'm not mistaken, is what he said. And God knows how many of the casting calls. Salute. He had a casting call for that video, and no telling how many black dudes went to that thing knowing they had to be black. They couldn't be fat, and they had to be able to say Hail Hitler several times. And they went down there and got paid. That wasn't even 6 months ago, if I'm not mistaken. At best, 8. And Kanye did the video and put the video out. And we're in a world, when I posted that, I got attacked. I got attacked because I was critical of the black men that went down there and did that. I don't know if they know that Hitler was trying to cleanse the earth of everybody that wasn't blonde hair and blue-eyed, even though he wasn't. I don't know if they know that under Hitler's regime, they ass would have been enslaved or dead. I don't know if they know, and I don't know if Kanye knows that. But I do. So I'm never going to support no shit like that. But hip hop is divided. They're jumping up and down, saying this was the greatest show they've ever seen. Kanye just put on the greatest show you will ever see. Clapping their hands and stomping their feet. Because Kanye told the Wall Street Journal his frontal lobe was damaged in a crash from 03? One of them years, 25 years ago. His frontal lobe was damaged. And he's been getting several diagnoses for years. He's been getting mixed messages that he was on his bipolar. Last time we heard from Kanye, it wasn't bipolar. They're saying I got autism. They're saying I'm autistic. He said they've been wrong for years. And now he went to he got a perfect, the PR firm is amazing. I'm just gonna be honest. It's one of the best PR firms I've ever seen because they put together a plan. They got him back in the UK. 2 nights in the UK and the Wireless Fest. Pepsi allegedly backed out of the Wireless Fest because they're starting to get some pushback. But it ain't enough pushback. Now, I said there are a couple people out there fighting a good fight, reminding people. Their voices are getting swallowed up on Twitter because it's an awful place. But they're reminding people that this guy is a card-carrying Nazi. Guys, do you realize when the shit got hectic for the Nazis, do you know what they did? They ran and hid. They hid for years. They went into hiding and started new lives, new identities when they didn't catch them. They still catching Nazis to this day. They still after Nazis right now. Motherfucker, 100 years old, dragging their ass in the court. Because when the shit gets real, they run and hide. And it sounds like Kanye's doing the same thing. Shit like this. Shit like that. But all we need is a new album. Right? All we need is a new album with some soul samples. And now he on top of a globe spinning around in LA. 80,000 people gleefully came out. Gleefully came out. The problem is you can do whatever you want to do, but we don't got to support it. And especially hip hop. And the beautiful thing or the weird thing about it is now this is becoming hip hop. We got a white MAGA rapper right now saying he can say the N-word. And he's popping. He's popping, gang. MAGA rapper. This would have never happened on the Culture Watch. Gang, let me just say something. I'm going to say some real shit. It's the realest shit I could tell you. I want you to go back to 1996. I just put a post up saying that was the greatest year. Because somebody put a post up. I might copy that and show it later before I get out of here. He had all the albums from 1996. I said this possibly was the greatest year in hip hop, in all of hip hop. When you see all the albums that came out in 96. Now let me just ask you this. I'm just gonna be honest. I need everybody to be honest. Ye fan, Cole fan, Drake fan, Jay-Z fan, Kendrick fan. I'm asking you a real fucking question right now. If there was a white rapper came out in 1996, rapping, talking about, I can say the N-word, you can't do shit about it. And he's touring, he's selling records, he's making a mockery of, he's using the culture to get rich. But he's playing with it. How long you think he gonna be able to get away with that? How many shows he gonna do? 15, 20, 100 shows? With KRS-One walking around, BDP, Ice Cube. How many shows you think he get? 150, 200? Where he's going around saying, I can say the N-word and all this right-wing shit he says? What's that guy's name? Somebody tell me his name. Because I don't even have enough desire to know who the dude, what his name is. But they keep clipping him up, and Sean Cotton keeps showing him. And these people keeps posting this guy. I don't remember this guy's name. But he acts like he's a rapper. He acts like he's one of us, but he 100%. How long you think DMX is gonna let this happen? or like 96? Let's say between 96 and 2000. Any of that era. God forbid 91. 91, this motherfucker might wash up on the river, gang. He might have washed up on the shore. Trying to pull that shit in 1991. I think it's Tom McArnold. I think that is the name, prime time. I don't know, but I think that's the name. Tom McDonald? He said McArnold. Tom McDonald is the name. Tom McDonald is the name. All right. How many cities could he take that to? How many? How many major cities could he pop up and sell out? And let the culture let that ride? And do videos. You right, Suge Knight. I don't know how long Suge Knight would have stood for that, gang. But in this culture, they will argue with you for his right to do it. They'll argue with you for the ability for him to stick around and say what he wanted to say. And he does have that right to say it and say what he wanted to say, but there would have been consequences for it. And now everybody up on this screen is silent on that issue. I guarantee you, they sit their ass down for a video and you ask them about Tom McDonald, they ask to get the fuck up and walk up out of there. I'm just going to be honest. Marley, you in danger, girl. These niggas are not protecting you. They are not protecting you whatsoever. Hole trying to tell you three-fourths of the culture is fucking dead. Drake trying to tell you, I can throw rocks, but if you throw a rock and it hits me too hard, I can call my lawyer. J. Cole trying to tell you, I can diss you and then wait 2 days later and apologize and don't even give you a chance to respond. And act like we still good. You're my friend. And Kanye saying, I can say anything about you. I can disrespect you, your family, your ancestors for years. And then one crazy winter, sit down with some guys and make a post in the Wall Street Journal, and I can be back in front of 80,000 people like it's nothing. Singing every word. And bring out Lauryn Hill. Molly, girl, you in danger. These niggas ain't protecting you at all. Not one of these niggas on this screen is protecting hip hop at all in the slightest. They only caring about themselves. They care about the records they gonna make and the records they gonna make and the sales they gonna get. They trying to make their legacy last. They want to go down in hip hop legacy. They want their legends to be told. Drake's still trying to figure out what to put on Iceman. And J. Cole wanted to be a smash hit. They don't give a fuck about the damage they've done to hip hop. We literally got hip hop heads arguing against each other. Can you sue over a rap battle? Jay-Z trying to tell us we don't even need battling at all. The culture outgrew that shit. What you talk about? The reason the culture didn't outgrow it because that's what the culture is and always will be, is competitive. No matter how many times Jay-Z get in front of a mic and say we've outgrown it, and how many corny ass motherfuckers try to say he's right, it's going to always be competitive nature because that's where it comes from. The gangs in New York were a little too violent. They needed another way to curtail that violence, so they started competing, and hip hop was the way they did it. Breakdancing, graffiti, DJing, and then the rapping. Now, these motherfuckers have made it $1 billion entity where they've made a lot of money, and now they want to control it and make it nice. They want to take the competition out of it because it got too mean for Drake, the Canadian guy. They want to tell the black United States rappers to tone down the rhetoric, the non-actionable rhetoric, right? They want to take you to court because it's too mean. And then you got Michael Eric Dyson coming out of no fucking where. He want to make it about color. It's colorism. You guys colorized Drake. You said he wasn't black enough. And then you started arguing about that. Molly, you in danger, girl. They started arguing and calling me the most heinous shit about Drake's color. As if Kendrick said he wasn't black. He said that your son's a black man. That means you're black. All he said was you had issues about your own blackness. He reminded you of that in a battle. Judge Jeanette Vargas was right. You guessed it. Salute the homeboy in my comments. He said, I love that you keep giving OG Mako shouts out. I shout him out like once a week. He said, I love that you keep giving him the shout out, but you said his name wrong. You guessed it. You was right. He said, I think he said it's how do you say OJ? Is it OJ Mako or OJ OG Mako or OG Meso? Somebody tell me. He said I'm saying OG Mako's name wrong. You guessed it. You was right. How you say that? I should Google it. But until otherwise, I'm going to say that it was OG Mako. Am I right, guys? Rest in peace to the homie. But I got an OG in this game telling me that we're being too mean now and we gotta stop battling each other. Hip hop hit 50 years old. Jay-Z didn't take one stage to celebrate the 50th, but Jay-Z's going to tell me what I need to do. Meanwhile, Nas made a whole concert and put a lot of the OGs on it. Even though MC Shane, as in pure MC Shane fashion, acted like a complete asshole and dissed Nas for it, ended up apologizing. Even you, MC Shane, are part of the culture. And Nas fully participated. Him and Mass Appeal Records fully participated in the 50th year anniversary celebrations. Meanwhile, I got 4 guys who all fit the description of J. Cole's record, False Prophets. And Jay is my guy. So this one hurts me. Homeboy said, make Mako. Am I going to get this? I don't know if I'm going to get this. Mako. Locomotion said, is that Mako? OG Mako? OG Mako? I think that's right. Mako. Maybe I'm saying it. Maybe I'm saying it right. Mango said Mako. Mako? See? I don't think I got any. I don't think I got it. Let me continue, bro. Let me continue. We do gotta forgive people, right? But I think you gotta earn it. Kanye terrorized this game for 10 years straight with nonsense. I think Kanye was doing nonsense before Trump won the first time. He was doing nonsense. So one crazy winter, you gonna write one apology that you didn't even write, and now we gonna forgive you? We lining up at the SoFi Center, whatever, the SoFi Stadium. And now you back in the UK, who are very adamant about anti-Hitler rhetoric. The anti-Hitler shit, they don't play with that. Because had Europe failed, we all be Nazis right now. So they don't play with that shit. And they have decided to have you on there too. Mac like Bernie Mac, OJ Macko, sucker. That's what we're gonna do. We got 4 guys absolutely going against the entire code, the entire culture with everything they're saying. I'm just gonna be honest. It's effed up. And sadly, right? And the girl went viral a few weeks ago. And I did a video on it. A girl went viral. I believe her name was Rosie the something Rosie. Viral. Like millions of people was retweeting this. And she said, old dudes like Jay-Z, J. Cole, and Kendrick need to get out of the way for the young people. Shit went viral. They need to get out the way. They're the problem. They're in the way. Because she used the words, let the young people lead. Well, wasn't that like Pooh Shiesty and guys like that? Ain't that the young people we talking about? I think we're going to hold it a little bit longer. So us old heads are still in power of this. The best records, the biggest records are coming from guys 30 plus. Now you got your occasional NBA young boy and what's homeboy, maybe Lil Tecca or something like that. But for the most part, the biggest records that make the most noise, that make the most engagement are 30 plus, 35, 40-year-old rappers. People is anxiously waiting for this Jay-Z thing. Kanye just sold out 80,000. Kendrick just did a world tour, right? And so on and so. J. Cole is on the biggest tour of his career and so on and so forth. And the older guys are in power. They do shape the game and the culture. Their fans are rabid as hell. And guess what they're doing? You guessed it. You was right. Nothing. They're making it worse. They're perpetuating this happy-go-lucky Gen Z mentality that everybody gets a trophy and you can't be too mean or I'm going to tell. I'm going to jump in the battle, then jump out. Or I'm going to dish you 2 or 3 times. You're going to say something really mean, and then I'm going to call my lawyer. Or like Kanye, I'm going to do the most disrespectful shit, the opposite of everything that you've ever stood on, and still get paid. Because you guys have no morals and codes. You don't care anyway. They ripping up all the codes, all the playbooks. None of that shit matters anymore. They're deciding what the rules are now. They're saying ain't no more graffiti, ain't no more DJs. Fuck all that. That breakdancing shit dead. Only thing left in hip hop is rappers. And I got a contract for you right now. And people are agreeing with this. And Felicia said he's 60. He should know better. Jay-Z not 60. Jay-Z 56, but he should know better. If he ain't going to protect this shit with integrity, then who is? Everybody on that screen is over 40 except for Drake. But he getting there. I know y'all. I hate to hear that. He's not. Stop saying he's 40. He's about 37, some shit like that. He close. He getting up there. Might be 38, 39. I don't know. But it's not about your age. It's about what you do with the culture and how you defend it, right? And these guys are not defending it. Salute the stats. Hip hop in danger. When the older cat's not defending it, who is? And we got some dope young guys coming up. Nasir salute. Nasir said Drake is 39. He won birthday. What was that year he was in that? He rented out that strip club. He was in there by himself playing music. One more year away from 40, he gonna be in that strip club playing music by himself with a big ass projector up showing his own video. Oh, it's this year? Nicole said he's gonna be 40 this year. Welcome to the age of. That's when all your insight come, my G. I guess we're gonna get Iceman when he hit 40. But guess what? They're not standing on any of the codes of hip hop because they're trying to tell us none of them matter. So I go in Twitter and fight these assholes. I fight them in my own comments on YouTube because I was there when this shit started. I'm not going to let you change it on a one crazy summer on Twitter. I'm not going to let you tell me it doesn't matter what niggas do as long as their music is dope. It matters. And nobody's perfect, no. But when you start to do shit that's a little bit extreme, yeah, we're going to have to, hip-hop going to have to step up. We getting too caught up in who's rapping instead of the fact that they're rapping, and that's hip-hop. If you're in this culture and you're allowed to be in here, you need to respect what we got going on. There are rules to this shit. We got people trying to tell me there ain't no rules. We got people trying to tell me because a guy has a lot of streams, he's the best rapper. Slippery slope. It's an age-old question. What it used to be was MC Hammer the best because he had the most record sales, gang? We had MC Hammer, Vanilla Ice, Tone Loc, Young MC, and Luke Campbell. Boom! That's your top 5. If we talking sales. Then a guy named Tupac came around and he figured out how to sell records. A lot of his sales came out to his untimely passing. And hip hop started to really, okay, now we can really move these units. After Run DMC came along with a little song called Walk This Way. Not saying they started because Houdini was the first platinum record. Look it up. I know Google going to give you conflicting answers. But trust me, Gen Z, when you Google who had the first platinum record rap group with the first album, it's Houdini. They did it first. Because then Google's going to try to tell you, they're going to try to tell you it was Run DMC or somebody else. But then match up the dates. Look at the date that Houdini first record came out. And everybody else that went platinum came out after Houdini. So they were first. Then we started to figure out how to make music and do bigger records, which you could say is a gift and a curse. But what hip hop is never supposed to be is about them record sales and stream numbers. And I say it all the time, Hove is my guy, but we got to blame Hove for bringing that talk in the business. Because, yeah, rappers did used to say what they sold. I'm selling records that in passing, they'll mention they get a little money from rapping. They get a little, right? Like KRS-One says, I make a little money. He's making some money. I'm making some money, right? But at the end of the day, it's not about that. It's about the culture and the craft. Do you respect what it was? And for Jay to say there ain't no more breakdancing when they breakdance in the community centers every day, and they have a red bull tournament every year, and it's all over the world in every single country. It's more of them doing it all over the world than they doing it here. So Jay's wrong. When he says no graffiti, when he says no DJing, he's wrong. He's too old to say things wrong about the culture. You're an elder statesman. You're supposed to be teaching it. Don't come here talking about what's popular. A lot of people got in my comments on my TikTok and elsewhere saying, no, what he really meant was it's not popular. Well, that's not how this works. No, he meant that the DJ ain't in the forefront. Well, the DJ was never in the forefront. The DJ was the show. But the DJ got the rappers to say their name and shout who they were out because they didn't have time to be on the mic saying who they were. So they went and got somebody else. That's the MC. The MC started making up his own rhymes, started making up his own routines, and people started learning his name. So now the MC is the forefront, and it never changed. Once the rappers became popular and they started to know who the rappers was, the DJ was secondary. And he mentioned Eric being rock. They used to put the DJ's name first because the DJ had a lot of respect back in the day. But as things started to flow on, they started taking the DJ name all together. It was Eric B and Rakim, Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, Cash Money and Marvelous. You always put the DJ in there, but then they started moving the DJ's name out of the whole name of the group altogether. But they still had DJs. NWA went on tour with a DJ named DJ Yella. They all had DJs, gang. End of the day, we can't teach this shit if we're going to change the rules of it. If we're not going to teach it right, then we can't teach it at all. If you're going to get on here and start quoting streaming numbers and record sales, then you're in the wrong conversation. That does matter, but not as much as you think. It's a part of the game where you could say, okay, he's a viable artist, a valuable talent because he can move units, which is a big deal back in the day. But we can also go into how many games they used to play then and now, where they would buy a warehouse full of records just so that release will have 50,000 units sold on top of whatever else. So he can break that threshold and look like he's really selling units. Then they resell them records right back to you when people run to the store. And just like now, when they're using these bots to boost up and raise up numbers, this, that, and the third. So you can always play with the numbers. Real hip hop is not about those numbers. And a lot of guys that should have got more sales ended up getting their records bootlegged. A lot of guys who had a real shot at having real numbers would get bootlegged. That's why I say this all the time, they used to beat up the bootleggers in the street. Bootleg, you get your leg broke. Many videos back in the day of dudes running down on the bootleggers. The bootleggers, for the Gen Z people don't know, a bootlegger used to sell illegal copies of releases that wasn't out or were out. So they would get a copy of Redman shit, press up 50,000 copies, sell them to individual bootleggers for almost next to nothing. They would go sell them on the street, and then it's called pirating. They would pirate your shit. And people like me will go to the bootlegger 2 days before your shit's supposed to drop and buy the shit on tape or CD. And therefore, I'm not walking to Waxy Maxi now or Tower Records to buy your shit because I already got it. So a lot of these rappers that's not in the conversation got their CDs bootlegged. When Eminem, there's a footage of the go look it up. When Eminem, I believe it might have been the Marshall Mathers LP. One of them one of his early second or third album. Might have been the third one. I don't remember which one. This dude went in a full on rage when he found out his stuff got bootlegged. They had to push the release date up. Eminem was livid that somebody leaked his stuff to the bootleggers and it was already coming out. He was in hysterics because he knows what that means. They're going to take a huge chunk out of your sales. So either way, either you get many sales or few sales. The Eminem show, that's what it was. Many sales or few sales. It's going to affect your status one way or the other. So we can't put it all on sales. UMG is a conglomerate that can manufacture a lot of sales, real or false. Either way you want to call it. They got a lot of money to do either. Now, if we're going to crown people the greatest because their record label really is good at making the sales pop up so they can be on Billboard. Neen said, I missed the bootleggers. I'm going to be honest. I stopped getting bootleg shit because, for one, you might get a CD that have nothing on it, blank. You might get a CD that's skipping. You might get a CD missing songs, right? You might get a CD missing songs. You might get a tape that we used to buy bootleg movies too, right? Movie might cut off, or you got people laughing on the movie because they filmed it out loud. They got a camera and they're filming the movie, so you get people laughing on your copy. I got tired. I was like, man, I really want to see Pulp Fiction the way Quentin Tarantino made it. So I stopped getting bootleg shit. I'm just gonna be honest. I took an oath a long time. I'd be like, y'all watching the bootleg? I'm good. I'm not watching that shit. I'm just gonna be honest. I got tired of this nonsense. But I get you. I understand. It was a great time. For a time, it was real good. You're right. For a time, it was good. But that's the reason we don't go crazy to include record sales when we're saying somebody is the greatest. Because numbers can be faked. Numbers can be deceiving. Numbers can be misconstrued. So we're getting to a point where we can't just say these guys are this, that, and the third because of numbers. We need them to respect the culture, and the culture needs to decide. I don't know if y'all know, but the culture decided who won the Kendrick battle. I don't know. Do y'all know that? There was no bots. There was none of this. It was the culture. Because the culture was on it every day. Every drop, the culture was making that popular. The culture was making that thing go, and everybody follows suit of what the culture does. And if the culture is saying that this is the most important thing, guess what? Everybody else starts saying, well, who's Drake? We had Tom Hanks asking Chet Hanks, so the Kendrick and Drake beef, what's going on with that? Tom Hanks wanted to know what was going on with Kendrick and Drake. That's how crazy that thing got. Because the culture wouldn't let it rest. We was on it. That's how that got there. Do you know that the culture is so powerful? For a split second, about 2 weeks straight, the culture made Joey Badass the most talked about rapper on earth for that battle last year. Who the hell's checking for Joey Badass? But when that battle came and he called out Kendrick and everybody else stepped in front, Ray Vaughn and Daylight and a couple other guys and that Red Bull Cypher, oh yeah, the culture was making hip hop very, very popular. They made Joey Badass the #1 search rapper for a minute. And that wasn't stands. That was the culture. Because we was so like, yo, he dissing K Dot. He did what he needed to do. Came out with the mink on. In the Poconos somewhere with the limo. No, it was a Lincoln Town car. And for a time, the culture was all on that battle. Remember that? That Red Bull Cypher beat crazy. That shit's still crazy. Go back and play that Red Bull Cypher beat. That shit's still stupid. And the culture was very interested once Joey did that Red Bull Cypher with Ab-Soul and Big Sean. That'd be crazy. I listened to that shit 2 days ago. I'm like, this shit's still fucking fire. And who checking for a Red Bull Cypher except for the fucking culture? Be honest. So the culture started buzzing about Joey Badass. And he capitalized. He capitalized on that. For a minute. He took too long to drop the album and only did 8,000, 9,000 copies because it took too long. He blamed the label, this, that, and the third. It is what it is. Canceled the tour, but he moved too slow. But at the time, Loki said, but nobody really supported Joey. At the time, Joey Badass was one of the most talked about rappers on earth. And that was out of nowhere. That was the culture that did that. But J. Cole saying the culture is a buzzword now. And it's not real. We kind of are real. We kind of make things, we move needles, gang. So I'm not gonna let niggas come out because they lost whatever they had going on and they want to get back in the good graces of the culture. These 4 men need their legacies right. All 4 of them. If time stopped today, culturally, these guys used to be the culture. There was no question that Kanye, J. Cole, Hove, and Drake was the culture at some point in their career. They let Drake get on a song with Eminem and Lil Wayne, for God's sakes. Who's the 4th person? Was it Kanye? Right? Shutting shit down in the mall. Like all this shit was, right? I want this forever, man. So at one point, all of these guys were the culture. And then something went wrong with all 4 of them. And now we're having issues trying to decide what side they stand on. Who had the best verse on Forever? Just side note. That's a funny one. But listen, before we get out of here, I'm watching 4 guys that I would have bet heavily on that when this thing is said and done and the culture starts putting names in a hat and starts saying, okay, these are the ones right here. I'm going to be honest. I think these guys are going to have conflict. Jay's the most recent one, but there's going to be conversation before we stick them in the Hall of Fame. And I will go so far as to say some of these guys are going to be almost not eligible. It's going to be a fight to put Kanye in any kind of Hall of Fame. I'm just going to be honest, gang. In the Cultural Hip Hop Hall of Fame, not the people, not the bureaucrats Hall of Fame, not the people that got big money, and we're going to say the corporate Hall of Fame. No. I'm talking about the undisputed barbershop, corner block Hall of Fame. It's going to be tough. Now, you're going to say, you got to put Ye in there because what he said and did, Then I'm going to say, does he really be in there for what he said he did? Then let's imagine what he really said and what he did. It's going to be tough. He going to have an asterisk. And we all know J. Cole got the meanest asterisk right now. Drake got an asterisk, but at least Drake fought. He called his lawyer. Yes, he did. Hey, Barry, Mike, listen. Listen to the verse and let me know if there's a case here. I think he defamed me. We can get him on that. But he fought. Got his ass beat, but he fought. J. Cole swung, missed wild, then apologized, got on his scooter, and rode to the beach and forgot about the whole battle. It's going to be tough. Now, Hove, it's going to be hard to keep him out of there. But they going to say, he said it was no breakdancing, though. What the fuck was that about? You saw the interview? Yeah, I saw it. He said there was no break and no DJing. This whole fucking museum filled with DJs. And he said, graffiti is dead. Well, the entire museum is full of graffiti, fresh graffiti. You can't even touch the paint because they still painting. So we got to question Hov and we got to put an asterisk by his name. Just for that. And Drake going, God bless his heart. It's going to be all kind of asterisks next to Drake's name. Right? And let's be honest, every rapper has some type of where they fell short, allegedly, right? Every rapper has issue. Pac got a lot of issues, right? But Pac has aged well. His legacy has aged well. And culturally, they're not letting you play about Pac name. They tried to put that movie out, All Eyes on Me. No community was like, what the fuck is this? That nigga look like Pac. That's about it. This shit trash. Yeah, Gravy look like Biggie, but this ain't working. What's homeboy named Gravy, right? The rapper? So it's going to be a whole issue with a guy like Pac. Oh, he going to be fine. Biggie, fine. Yeah, they had problems. But I don't know if they disrespect the culture. I can't think of an incident. I get it. This is, well, how long ago was that? Long time ago. These guys died at 25, shit like that, back in the 90s. I get that. But you're going to say all of them fell short. Well, did they disrespect the game, though? Pac had a love for this culture. Pac would shout out rappers you didn't even know. Yo, Redhead Kingpin. Pac loved this shit. He loved other rappers. He loved them, dog. Loved them. I think it was, who was that telling that story about Pac? I think it's Smooth B from Nice and Smooth. Tupac loved Smooth B. He loved this culture, dog. He never disrespected the culture. They was great. Allegedly had Death Row East. He said, I could never hate East Coast. We great have Death Row East. Now, he was talking a little spicy. He's talking crazy on that Death Row, what they was going to do. They was going to take over the East Coast. This, that, and the third from suckers like Diddy. Hey, look at Diddy right now. You guessed it. He was right. Diddy a sucker. But at the time, he was running shit. Now, end of the day, we got guys that are doing some really suspect shit. And just like I told you to go back to a certain time and see if Tom McDonald would survive. I don't know if Cole's career recovers. 93, 96, 98, 2000, rap got real grimy. Did you hear them niggas on the radio battling each other? Jada Kiss, Freeway, fucking all Rockefeller, State Property. What's that, between 98, I don't remember, 03, I don't remember when it was. 01, 99, I don't know. But that whole stretch, that whole 5 years, wasn't no backing out of no battles. I'm gonna be honest. J. Cole does not survive. J. Cole does not survive in that late 90s, early 2000 age. If he would have dissed K. Dot the way he did, and then 2 days later apologized and told him, I'm gonna take it on the chin, I don't think he has a rap career after that. Now he can. Now he can. It's a different era now. Touchy-feely. Ain't nothing wrong with being touchy-feely, but at the same time, we can't change the rules for you. We can't change the game for you. The game been around way before you got here. You were a fan of it and you know what this thing is about. Now we're Neanderthals and he's the mature one. And the game has outgrown the tough, rough stuff. And it needs to grow. They don't change basketball, football. They may add more rules to it. And they may add stronger pads. And they may make the kickoff line, they may change it for safety reasons. But they don't start saying, well, you can't tackle him because his stomach hurts, even though he just tackled you. The rules are the rules. The rules of basketball are the same. The basic rules. If you set a kid down and say, listen, Mikey, listen, look at me, pay attention. I'm going to teach you how to play basketball. You dribble the ball as close as you can get to that basket, and then you shoot it in the hoop. And you got to keep dribbling. And if you're not open, just pass it to that guy. And if somebody pushes somebody, it's a foul. And that line over there, if you step on that line, the play's dead, you're out. And you got to give the ball to the other team. And that long line right there, the big one at the end, that's a 3-point line. If you shoot from there, you hit that, you get 3 points. Yes, 3 points. All right, you ready to play? And then it's shirts versus skins. You ready? All right. So the other stuff, we'll worry about that later, but that's the basics. Remember what I told you. Get closer to that line you can and shoot the ball, okay? It's rules. Hip-hop got rules. Basic-ass rules. And all 4 of these guys on the screen are going against those rules. All 4 of them. But I'm going to be here. I showed you how crazy it gets on Twitter. I'm still going to be there. Because we got to fight. Like Martin Luther King used to walk on them bridges and they knew they was going to get spit on this, not the third. We had to go anyway. And I ain't saying I'm Martin Luther King. Even you, right? I'm not La Russell, right? I'm not that. But just saying. It is what it is. I ain't putting nobody above the crew. What was that? Juice, the Wrecking Crew. Right? Riverside, motherfucker. I went to see Juice. We had just met these girls. One of the girls was from New York. And we went to see Juice with these girls. And the girl, when he said Riverside, motherfucker, she was like, that's right. I'm from Riverside, motherfucker. I know y'all remember that scene in Juice when Pac said that. That always tickles me. Every time I see that shit. Riverside. I don't even know where Riverside is in New York. I've been a lot of places in New York. Somebody could tell me where Riverside is. But it's rules to this shit. It's rules. And when we start breaking them, then it's chaos. It's chaos. Somebody got to say, no, nobody is above the rules. So I know you're a really good player, but we can't change him for you. We can't change him just because you didn't like what he said about you and you're upset. And your fans didn't like what he said about you, so they're upset. We can't change the rules. 2 guys battle. right? There's a movie, I believe it's called The Road Warrior, Mad Max. And the second one, I believe, is Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, right? We don't need another hero, right? That movie, Tina Turner. And they got a phrase in there: 2 men enter, 1 man leave. That's the battle. 2 men enter, 1 man leave. Not one nigga get in and then get out. Or one nigga get in, he want to get out with the nigga 2 men same time, and then you want to call you a lawyer. None of that shit. Or you want to get out and cry about it and say, no more battles. No more 2 men enter, 1 man leave. No more. Too tough, too rough. We're not changing shit for you niggas. And if it's too tough and rough, then you might not need to come down here and battle no more. You might need to get out the culture and stop representing this shit. Be the pop stars that you want to be because you want to sell all these units. It is what it is. We're not going to stop diss records. We ain't going to stop battling. And damn right, rest in peace, Tina Turner. 2 men enter, 1 man leave. Master Blaster run by the town. Going too far back for some of y'all. Gen Z's is on YouTube. Look up Master Blaster. I'm just from a different era, man. We battled, man. I walked all the way up. I used to live on Southern Avenue. I walked all the way up to Carriage Hill to battle Bebo, and he wouldn't even come outside. I think he might have been the J. Cole of that time. He probably had a hell of a rhyme in the house for my ass. Listen, man. I'm just a hip-hop head. No more, no less. It is what it is. We use this space to just talk about hip-hop. Some of us love it. Some of us think we love it. And some of us don't love it at all. We just love certain rappers who can actually rap and make a living from it, but we don't love the culture. A lot of you guys don't love the culture. You love the music. And I met a lot of people who just love the music. The culture is different. I can't argue with a person that just loves the music. We don't have nothing to talk about. And Jay-Z knows better than what he's saying with this shit. I'm going to leave it at this. We just saw Kanye do a show for 80,000 people. Then we saw the people. Right? We just saw J. Cole go on a horrendous run, trying a whole bunch of narratives. And didn't J. Cole just tell us he don't believe he's the best rapper? It's just a persona that he throws on. What part of the culture is this where rapper don't believe they the best? It's just a persona. We don't need another hero. 2 men enter, 1 man leave. J. Cole said he don't believe that shit himself. You believed it. Not I. Ain't a rapper on earth should be rapping in any capacity, especially getting on records saying you're the best, that don't believe it. At that point, you're a fraud and you're using it for money. You're a culture vulture. Because if you get on a record saying I'm the best rapper and you don't believe that, that's a fraud. If you don't believe you're the best rapper, why would you say it? You could have just kept doing some speech of Arrested Development raps. Remember YG? Not just YG, the old one, YZ, I believe. Return of the Holy One. You could have did that. You could have been Dead Prez. You could have been that. You don't have to be the best rapper and say you're the best if you don't believe it. That is a literal fraud. And we frown on frauds in the culture. And I know they've been trying to destroy that word, but they can't because it exists. It's a real thing. It's a community of people who think alike and like the same arts, entertainments, and this, that, and the third. And it exists. And no, J. Cole, a white girl in Oklahoma, because she says clock that T, has destroyed the culture. This is his words, not mine. All right. So a rapper that doesn't want to believe he's the best rapper and starts naming other rappers, Lupe and Black Thought. Please stop playing with us. We know that those rappers are good. We know that Black Thought is a beast on this mic, but people thought you were good. People thought you were a beast, and a lot of people bestowed you as Big Three after you named yourself that. A lot of people was like, you know what, he's right. And then you get on here and burn your fans down by saying, I never believed none of that shit. How goofy is this? The culture, we're supposed to stand on what we say. That's why people get so offended when they find out somebody has a ghostwriter. That's why Meek Mill thought it was he thought it was a knockout blow. He thought it was a knockout blow when I believe, who was it? DJ Drama gave Meek Mill the reference tracks. He thought it was a knockout blow. And guess what y'all said? We still like him. You don't need to write your own raps to make good songs. I'll tell you, I'm going to be honest. That's when I realized, Molly, you in danger, girl. When y'all started saying you don't need, and I get it, there are rappers who have had ghostwriters, but they were never trying to be the best rappers either. Right? We know Salt and Pepper didn't write their raps. We know Kid of Kid and Play wrote all the raps for Kid and Play. We know that. We know that Ice Cube wrote all of Eazy-E's rhymes. Ice Cube and Ren wrote Dr. Dre and Eazy-E's rhymes. We know that. So that was never an issue. That was full disclosure from day one. We never had a problem with that. But it's when you come around talking about shutting shit down in the mall, I want this forever. When you start saying you're the best, and then it come out that you're not writing that stuff, that's when it becomes a problem. Or when you come years later and say, yeah, you know all that big tough talk I was talking about? Yeah, scratch all of it, because I never really cared about being the best. I didn't want to. It was just a persona. I just put on my cape. My grandson got this cape. He put it around his neck. And then he's Danny Go. So I guess J. Cole was Danny Go when he started rapping. Gang, is no disrespect to these people, but we gotta have some order. Like homeboy on the Titanic. They want order. Order here. We must have order. We need order here. We need people to understand that it gotta be some order. When you guys are the culture and you're saying wacky, goofy shit, somebody gotta say something. Because they starting to think the shit you're saying is the culture. They think you can get your lawyer when you lose a rap battle. They think that it ain't no breakdancing, no graffiti, no DJing. They think that you can start a rap battle and then 2 days later at your Dream Fest festival, you can say, well, you know what? I think who thinks K Dot is the best? They think you can really do that in this culture of ours. How that rapper, he was on the, they say he the worst freestyle in history. That shit. Somebody got to speak on it. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. Right? I'm the problem. I've been thinking for a long time, like, Challz, you low key might be got to tone your rhetoric down. You ain't gonna get where you need to be if you always against all these rappers. Calm this shit down so you can get some interviews with these niggas. Until I realized I don't want no interviews with these niggas. I don't know, man. You might not have seen a nigga more culturally dedicated. It's some of them, right? Remember that nigga in that meme on Twitter? He say, he goes, your shoes is whack, your coat whack, hat whack, stance whack. That's me. That's my energy. Foot game whack, jeans whack, shirt whack, hat whack. I remember that guy. He was dead ass serious too. It wasn't a skit. He wasn't doing it for likes and views. He had his arms crossed, foot stance whack. I don't even know who he's talking to. He had his hat flipped up. Whack. That's me right now on YouTube. Shirt whack, hoodie whack, foot's whack, jeans, your sneaks whack. That's me. I'm that nigga. It is what it is, gang. I'm just a culture nigga. I just do this for the culture to let them know what a nigga look like when listen. Didn't Jay say he was doing it for the Cold Crush? It's crazy out here, gang. I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of here. I think I talked enough about these four guys. I called them five guys. I was supposed to talk about the media, right? But the media is so divided, gang. We don't have no consensus in the media either. The so-called media is all over the place too. The media always been a problem in hip hop. We've been complaining about the media since Method Man was complaining about the media back when they first came out. The media has always been an issue. Ain't the media try to cancel Professor Griff and all this and that? It is what it is. Kids, don't Google Professor Griff tonight. You just go to sleep. There's a lot going on. Don't even go down that rabbit hole. There's a lot going on, gang. End of the day, it's different when you understand it and you don't fall into the trap of basing things around how much money you can make off of it or how much money it made. We don't have to agree on everything, but some stuff got to be in writing. And what we're doing and what I'm seeing is it's in writing, but they want to change up the writing. They want to change up the whole situation of what's going on to smooth it over for these guys to continue making money. I don't know what billionaire put a call into these guys, but they are all on one accord to make this shit very, very different than how it was supposed to be. And I'm not having it. I'm about to get out of here. I don't have nothing else to say, but I will be doing a lot more lives because I'll be having a lot of thoughts that take more than just a 20-minute video. It's so much going on. You can't always hit things with a topic, one topic. It's mad shit going on. So I'm gonna leave it at this. If we're gonna keep this culture thing, which we are, we're gonna have to start policing it a lot better. Because we get too wishy-washy. And a lot of these guys take advantage of that. And a lot of the guys we've excelled to the top aren't respecting the culture. Right? We need homeboy. Foot stance whack. Hat whack. Right? He might be a little too abrasive. We need somewhere in between. Somebody with some common sense. But it's also gonna call you whack when they need to. I appreciate you guys watching, man. I'm about to get out of here. Happy Easter. Happy Easter. All right. Diego, I see you. Tizzy, I see you. Noah. We had a whole full house tonight. Sims, Cosmo. Neen. Violante. All the heads was in. We have 500 people in the chat. Ron Stewie, I see you, Ron. Darlene. Furry, Cosmo, Queen B. Boulder. Ray Shermer. I know I said it, right? Scissor Shermer. Appreciate you guys locking in. About to get out of here, man. Listen, that's all I got. That's all I got. Back to basics. Jasmine, Nova Wave. Neen feels her feels. Sarawan said. Locomotion, man. Listen, Nicole, I see you. Mellonator. Happy Easter, gang. Appreciate you. Locks in the building. I'm going to get out of here, man. Listen, I'm going to catch you on that flip. I'll be back up.